Hey there! Ever feel like you're just shouting into the social media void? Today, we're diving deep into Gary Vaynerchuk's jab, 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 right hook to, well, uncover the secrets of crafting content that actually works.
And even though social media has evolved since the book first came out,
Mhm.
you know, Vaynerchuk's core message is, I think, more relevant than ever. Consistently provide value before asking for the sale.
It's classic relationship building, just like applied to the digital world.
Exactly.
Okay, so unpack this whole boxing analogy for me. What's a jab in the social media world?
Okay, so imagine a boxer who throws only haymakers.
They tire themselves out pretty quickly.
Right. They might tire themselves out quickly, right? Jabs are those value-packed pieces of content you deliver consistently. Think um, helpful tips, industry insights, or even just genuinely engaging with your audience. It's about building trust and goodwill over time.
So instead of constantly trying to go for the knockout with a sales pitch, you're strategically wearing down their resistance with valuable content. I could see how that would make people more receptive when you do eventually present an offer.
Exactly. And that's where the right hook, that well-timed ask, comes in. But even then, Vaynerchuk stresses the importance of making those right hooks count.
Which brings us to another one of his big points native content. What's the key takeaway there for our listeners?
Think of it like this. You wouldn't wear a swimsuit to a formal dinner.
Hmm.
Each social media platform has its own, dress code, its own style, tone, and type of content that performs well. What works on Facebook might fall flat on Twitter.
Totally.
Yeah.
So how do you crack the code for each platform?
Vaynerchuk uses Facebook as a great example. It's not just about posting something, it's about posting something that encourages engagement. Likes, shares, comments. These are the signals that tell Facebook's algorithm, hey, this content is valuable. Show it to more people.
So a post with tons of engagement is like getting a VIP pass to be seen by a wider audience. Makes sense.
Exactly. And to maximize your chances of hitting those engagement goals, think micro content, those small, attention-grabbing posts that people actually stop scrolling for.
Like that brilliant Oreo tweet during the Super Bowl blackout. Power out, no problem. You can still dunk in the dark.
A perfect example. Instead of forcing a sales pitch during a moment of collective distraction, Oreo created a shareable moment of levity that perfectly captured the zeitgeist.
Talk about turning lemons into lemonade, or should I say Oreos into retweets.
Right.
Love it.
And that's the beauty of understanding native content. It's not just about speaking the platform's language. It's about speaking your audience's language in a way that feels natural and authentic to that specific space.
Speaking of authenticity, you know what doesn't feel authentic? A certain celebrity's Facebook page that Vaynerchuk calls out Lil Wayne's. What's the deal there?
Lil Wayne's Facebook presence, huh? It serves as a cautionary tale. Imagine a musician with a huge, dedicated fan base, but their page is just a wasteland of spam, self-promotion, and missed opportunities for connection.
It's like showing up to a concert and just hearing a robot recite the artist's greatest hits. The heart's just not in it.
Exactly. The key takeaway here is this. Don't be like Lil Wayne. Don't treat your Facebook page like a digital ghost town. Engage with your audience, provide value, and let your personality shine through.
So it's about being a good host, not just an unwelcome guest, right? Be present, be engaging, and actually provide something worth coming back for.
Precisely. It sounds simple, but you'd be surprised how many brands miss the mark.
Now that we've tackled Facebook, let's shift gears to the fast-paced world of Twitter, where a different set of rules apply. What's Vaynerchuk's take on conquering the Twitterverse?
Twitter, oh man, Twitter's like that friend who's always in the know, always plugged into the latest happenings. It's about real-time engagement and becoming a part of the conversation as it's happening.
So it's not the place to just blast out your latest promotion and call it a day.
Definitely not. One of Vaynerchuk's key insights for Twitter is this. Become a master listener. Like really listen. Don't just broadcast your message, but tune into what people are already talking about. Find ways to add value to those conversations.
He calls this DJing the news, right? It's kind of like taking
Yeah.
those raw ingredients, like you said, and mixing them into something fresh and exciting.
Exactly. Instead of just sharing a link to a news article, find a way to add your own commentary, your unique perspective, your own spin on it. For example, like instead of tweeting a new article about the benefits of ergonomic office furniture, try something like, is your back killing you from sitting at your desk all day? This article might save your spine.
Okay, that's way more clickable. So how do you even find those conversations worth joining? Because, man, Twitter moves at the speed of light.
Right. That's where Twitter search becomes like your secret weapon. Think beyond just searching for your brand name or, those basic industry keywords. Tap into the emotions and experiences behind those keywords. You know what I mean?
I remember Vaynerchuk gives an example of this. It involves an office furniture company, if I'm remembering correctly.
Right. He suggests they search for terms like deadline, backache, or even like fluorescent lights, words that capture the reality of office life, even if they're not directly related to office furniture.
Meeting your audience where they are, not where you think they should be. I like that.
Yes, exactly. And once you've found those conversations, don't be afraid to jump in. Share your expertise. Offer a different perspective. Or even just inject a little humor.
Right.
Make them laugh a little. Why not?
Now, what about those times when you do want to go for the right hook on Twitter? Is there a way to do that effectively without being too, salesy?
Promoted tweets can be a really powerful tool when used strategically. Vaynerchuk highlights how brands can use them to, connect with trending hashtags in a clever way, a non-intrusive way.
He uses the example of Tide connecting with the hashtag gourd hashtag for National Wear Red Day, right? Even though it wasn't directly related to laundry detergent, they found a way to make it relevant.
Exactly. They understood the power of context. They get it. They
Yep.
used it to their advantage,
Smart. So listening, engaging, adding value, and strategically promoting your message when it makes sense. That's the recipe for Twitter success. What about when brands just totally miss the mark on Twitter? Any examples from the book that come to mind?
Oh, there's a few. Vaynerchuk uses the example of Seven for All Mankind, missing a prime opportunity to capitalize on the 30 Rock series finale buzz.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
They could have easily tied their premium denim brand to the show's popularity and, the fact that Sevens are often worn by celebrities and whatnot.
It seems like such a missed opportunity to tap into that nostalgia and that emotional connection that fans had with the show.
Sorry. Yeah, precisely. It's a reminder that even established brands need to, stay agile and capitalize on those real-time opportunities as they come up.
Be ready, stay sharp.
Okay, so we've covered listening, DJing the news, and being strategic with those right hooks. Anything else we should keep in mind for Twitter?
Yeah, I think Vaynerchuk really stresses that authenticity is key on Twitter, perhaps even more so than on other platforms. It's a place where personality really, really shines through.
It's like that old saying, you can't fake sincerity. People can spot a phony a mile away, especially on a platform like Twitter.
Exactly,
Yeah.
100%. And this is where smaller businesses, entrepreneurs, they often have an advantage because they can be more nimble, more responsive,
Yeah.
and more willing to just let their personality show.
Show your true colors. I like it. Okay, ready to move on to a platform that's all about visual inspiration, aspiration. Let's dive into Pinterest. Pinterest, it's like having that friend, the one who's always creating those like crazy, beautiful mood boards.
Oh, yeah, totally. Full of like inspiring travel destinations and, mouth-watering recipes and the dream home decor and all that.
It's all about visuals, aspirations, that whole vibe.
You got it. And for brands, it's like a gold mine, a fantastic opportunity to really showcase their products, their services, but in a way that feels, aspirational, visually compelling, not just a sales pitch.
So less about like buy this product and more about imagine yourself living this amazing life.
Exactly. Vaynerchuk really emphasizes that whole like jabbing concept on Pinterest, just like on the other platforms.
Right.
But here, those jabs are all about, creating a really visually rich experience that really aligns with your brand identity. Who are you? Show it.
He uses that example of like a tea company, I think.
Okay.
How they could create Pinterest boards that go way beyond just like pictures of teacups.
Right. Imagine a board called like Cozy Autumn Afternoons or something. And it's not just tea, right? It's steaming mugs of tea, yeah. But it's alongside images of, crackling fireplaces and comfy sweaters and fall foliage, create that whole mood.
It's like you can practically smell the cinnamon and pumpkin spice through the screen.
Exactly. It's about capturing a mood, a feeling that people, aspire to, that they want to be a part of.
It's about making your brand a part of their ideal lifestyle, not just like a product on a shelf somewhere.
100%.
So what about Instagram? And that's another platform where like visuals are everything.
Oh, for sure. Vaynerchuk nails it when he calls Instagram like the great jabbing platform. It's all about like, setting the tone, telling your brand story visually, create those like thumb-stopping visuals that really grab attention in a fast-paced feed.
And nailing that whole Instagram aesthetic is key,
Yeah.
right? It's like there's like an unspoken visual language that you have to understand.
Totally. Yeah. Think high-quality images,
Mhm.
creative compositions, and just a cohesive visual style that aligns with your brand. Like,
Well,
who are you as a brand? What's your vibe?
and you know what else? Vaynerchuk was like ahead of his time when he predicted that Facebook would buy Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think he saw that maybe like other people missed?
Well, I think he really understood that massive shift, towards mobile and how visually driven platforms like Instagram were like perfectly positioned to just dominate that space.
Smart man. And his prediction, obviously, right on the money. What about Tumblr? It always seemed like a bit of a different animal compared to, the Facebooks and Instagrams of the world.
Right. Vaynerchuk, I love this. He calls Tumblr like the indie rock of social media.
I love that.
And it's true. It's a space known for its, creativity, self-expression, and a unique visual style that's often driven by, wait for it, animated GIFs.
GIFs, those like looping images that are like sometimes hilarious, sometimes mesmerizing, and sometimes just plain weird.
The very same.
I love it.
On Tumblr, they're gold. They're a powerful tool for capturing attention, for conveying emotion, for telling stories in a way that, a static image just can't.
It's like bringing those still images to life, adding a whole other layer to it. So unleash your inner artist, let your GIF flag fly, and don't be afraid to get a little weird with it.
That's what Tumblr's all about.
That's awesome. Now, before we wrap things up here, I know Vaynerchuk also touches on like these emerging platforms like Vine and Snapchat were big when he wrote the book. I'm curious, what's his main takeaway there?
Yeah, I think his big point there is, the importance of staying ahead of the curve. The social media landscape changes constantly. It's like brands need to be willing to experiment with these new platforms as they emerge. Don't be afraid to, test the waters, see what sticks.
It's like surfing. You got to catch that wave at the right time to really, ride it to success.
100%. And whether it's, Vine's like 6-second looping videos or Snapchat's more raw and ephemeral content each new platform offers, like these unique opportunities for brands to connect with their audience in new and innovative ways. So be where your audience is.
Here they are. I like it. So to kind of bring it all home for our listeners today, Vaynerchuk leaves us with this really powerful message. He says, content is king, context is God, and effort is everything.
I mean, you can't say it better than that, right? It's
Right.
all about putting in the work.
Absolutely. So, folks, there you have it, our deep dive into Gary Vaynerchuk's jab, 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 right hook. Hopefully you're feeling, inspired, maybe a little fired up even, to get out there and craft some social media content that truly connects. Until next time.